And we're live. Welcome back for another stream. How are you today? FPL is finally back. No more waiting, guys. We've got some banging fixtures today as well. We've got Liverpool at 12:30. We've got Man City at 3 p.m. Both playing at home. So hopefully we get some leaks while we're live. I've got one or two bits already to share with you guys. So I hope you're all well. How are we doing today? Shout out to the focal ultras, as someone called it in chat. Those that were waiting well before we went live. Thank you for that as well. Good to have you all here. Good to have FPL back. Gameweek 9. How we doing? Welcome to the stream. Volky, Sean, Mike, Michael, Yashlin, Amir, Visnal, John, Evan, Thar, behind enemy lines. Hope you're all well. Morning, Razvan. Yeah, where do we start with this one? We've got loads prepared to talk about. As I say, because of the fixtures today, we might get some early leaks and so on. The early one, it looks like Alvarez starts today, Haaland starts today, so that's good, depending on if you own them or not. I'm really stuck this week. I've got 2 free transfers and 1.4 million in the bank, and I just don't know where to spend them. So I think, as much as I might end up regretting it, I might go Alvarez to Watkins a week early. So that's what I'm looking at this week. Botman on the bench. I could start Botman over Cash. That's another one that's quite close, I think. But yeah, the plan is to probably sell Alvarez for Watkins, and then next week I'll probably sell Maddison for Saka, something like that. FPL Bateman, how we doing? Welcome to the stream, Marcus. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, my holiday was good, thanks. Yeah, really good. Did 4 nights in Italy over the break. Bless my girlfriend. We have to plan like holidays around international breaks now, so yeah. I appreciate her for working around my schedule rather than the other way around. Yeah, it was good, thank you. Did you all enjoy the break? You glad FPL's back, or could you do another week? And the question is, who's your captain this week? There's so many options. By the way, is that really FPL Bateman? Because I know you love Raptor streams, and I know he's live now, so I appreciate you swinging over our way, our neck of the woods, Bateman. Appreciate that. Yeah, who's your captain this week, guys? So I'm on Haaland. I don't think that's going to change. But I do think there's a lot of good options this week. I think Salah's a great option. I think Son's a great option. You could even make the case for someone like Rashford or Bruno up against Sheffield United. I know as bad as the Man United mids have been, I still think they beat Sheffield United pretty comfortably. John wants an early captain poll. Okay, let's do it. We'll do an early captain poll. I think those have got to be the main 3 options, haven't they? Yeah, I'll be interested to see how it's looking. So we've got Haaland, we've got to go Salah, Son, and other. And if you go other, message and chat. Let us know who your other is. I saw a few interesting others on the captain poll on the channel yesterday. I run a captain poll on the community tab on my channel, and there was a few interesting others. Quite a few on Trippier, like, well, that's fair enough. Crystal Palace without Eze. So they should be good for a clean sheet there, you'd imagine. I hope so, as a Burn owner. Luis Diaz captain. Rashford. You're not captain in Bolly. There's no way you're captain in Bolly. I don't believe it. I'm very good, Roke. Good to be back. Glad FPL's back. How are you doing? Maddison captain. Okay. Yashlin's on Maguire captain. Rumours on Diaz and Botman. Actually, nothing on either. Liverpool have the early kickoff, so there's a fair chance we get some early news before the deadline. But at the moment, nothing. We might have the Man City 11, which I'll share with you guys in a sec. Loads prepared for this stream, actually. We'll do the news roundup in a little bit. We'll look at the goal scorer odds, clean sheet odds, projected points, most transfer players, kings of the game week, and a few other bits and bobs. Anyone from around Nottingham, can you let us know what the weather's like this morning? Did you all see the rumours doing the rounds that Nottingham Forest versus Luton might be flooded off? I don't think that's going to be the case now. I did read further news that they're hopeful the fixture's going to go ahead. But yeah, is anyone in the Nottinghamshire who can let us know how the sky's looking this morning? Is it raining, or are we okay? Is the River Trent overflowing? Jones from Tongs, thanks for the super chat. He says 12:30 kickoff means I can't captain Salah. Do you guys buy into that Gandhi rule? I don't know why it's called the Gandhi rule, but if anyone doesn't know, Gandhi's rule is never captain the early kickoff. Oh yeah, cheers Marcus. I think I've got that here somewhere. Where was it? There it was. Yeah, hopefully that's not the case. I'm a turner owner myself. Do you guys buy into never captain or never back the early kickoff? What was the last game week? It was Son. Yeah, I did have Son captain last game week, and he blanked. So yeah, maybe Gandhi's rule is a real thing. Remind me, we'll do a poll on that later. Whether people actually buy into that or whether it's absolute nonsense as far as you're concerned. Gandhi's rule. Gandhi's rule only works for away games in the early kickoff. Oh, is it away only? Okay. Right, I see. Who's Gandhi? Mahatma Gandhi. The famous Indian guy. Actually couldn't tell you pretty much anything about him other than that. But I also couldn't tell you why it's called Gandhi's rule. I think someone just came up with it as a joke. I think it's a graphic of like a quote from him, and someone just added like a fake quote from him saying never back the early kickoff, and then it ended up Gandhi's rule. It's still having Vissa crazy. I would definitely give him this week. It's definitely a week where you can keep him for one more week. If he blanks, then yeah, just get rid. But I think Vissa's alright for this week. Ah, it's the fake quote avatar generator. Okay, right. Early kickoff and a derby. I don't know. I don't believe it. I mean, that's why I captained Son last game week, but maybe I should become a believer. Flandy in the chat says, hello, Sterling out for a 1 week punt. You've got 7.2 mil. Who should it be? Gordon, Almiron, or someone else? 1 week punt. You know what? I do really like Gordon. Bit biased because I've got him, but I think he's awesome for 5.6. I'm just thinking, is there anyone better than 5.6 mil for a 1 week punt? Maybe like Gibbs White. He's got Luton home. But I think Gordon's alright, yeah. Is there anyone else I'm not thinking of? I think it's close between Diaby and Gordon. You can afford Diaby. I'm not sure how much Bowen is, but he's away. So, yeah, I think Gordon or Almiron, one of those two. They'll both start for Newcastle. Mohammed says, did you play a wildcard? Yeah, I used mine in Game Week 8. So, wildcard's gone. I used it a bit earlier than a lot of people did. I think a lot of people used theirs in Game Week 9. Or they're using it in Game Week 10. Oh, Bowen's 7-3. That's annoying. So, yeah, I wildcarded already. This week, I'm really... Let me know what you think I should do this week. I've got 1.4 mil in the bank. 2 free transfers. I could do something like Botman to Simicast. But the problem is, I'll just show you how it kind of looks. So if I do something like Botman to Simicast, or I could bring in Gabriel. The problem is, that leaves me with 1.6 mil. So then I can't afford Watkins and Saka. I'd quite like to go Maddison to Saka in Game Week 10. But that leaves me with 1.1 mil, which means I can't get to Watkins. Maybe I'd be alright just owning Alvarez, but I just feel like Luton at home, Forest away, Fulham home, that's a nice block of fixtures. So that's my dilemma. So then if I was to do Watkins this week, then next game I could just do Saka in, and then I've got 4.2 mil on a defender. So that could be... I was looking at Van Heck, maybe even someone like Van Heck, because he just plays 90 or he doesn't play at all, and he's got nice fixtures from Game Week 10. I could go Taylor. So I was looking at that. It leaves my bench, my back line a bit light, but that's kind of where I'm at the moment, because I feel like those are 2 fixtures to target. Sheffield United home, Luton home in Game Week 10. So that's my early thoughts, and I'll probably do Alvarez to Watkins. Even though it looks like what Alvarez starts. Jones from Tong says, do you think I can get top 50k from 400k already? Absolutely. You could get top 50k if you're 3 mil right now, easily. Well, not easily, but absolutely doable, yeah. Definitely. You're in a good position at 400k. That's fine this early. It's so early still in the season. Like, the ranks are still really condensed. Right. Captain poll results. We'll do another one closer to the deadline, but early glance at the captain poll. 63% Haaland. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys watched the experts video yesterday, but they were like 83. 25% Salah, 6% Son, 5% other. Interesting. Cunha as a differential. I don't think I'd go there. How much is he? Is he like 5.5? 5 mil? I don't think I'd go there. Flandy's doubtful that Isak starts today. Yeah, I mean, talking about 1 week punts, if you plan to wildcard in Game Week 10 or soon, and you're looking for a 1 week punt, then Wilson, if he's expected to start home to Palace, well, he's a great one. Right, let's get through the news roundup. There's quite a bit that happened yesterday. Let's start with Liverpool. So Klopp confirmed Robertson's going to undergo surgery on his shoulder and he's going to be out for a while. The rumour is that he'll be out for 10 weeks. So everyone's looking at Tsimikas now because he's 4.4 mil. Like 3.4 mil cheaper than Trent. And if you guys looking at Tsimikas this week or next? 4 assists in 9 starts last season. It's actually pretty good. He's a very, very good backup for Robertson. Klopp did say, or name drop, Gomez, Chambers and some other young boys who show up in training who could also be potential left back options. But I think he's basically saying Tsimikas is going to be the first choice and they might use these guys, you know, in other competitions. Like I think they're still in the League Cup, aren't they? Like in the FA Cup, maybe in the Champions League, Gomez starts some games at left back. So yeah, I think Tsimikas is a really good option for 4-4. I'd like to get him, but I can't find a way to do it this week without compromising future plans. Brighton are going to be without Estupinan and Lamptey for Game Week 9. Both missing as potential left-back options. So I suppose it could be March in left-back again, if I was to guess how they line up. Maybe Solly March in left-back, which means a Dingra right wing. Arsenal news. Arteta was pretty useless, as always, in his press conference. He was asked about Saka, and he said he's been working so hard to be fit for this game. Let's see where he is today. So, no idea on Saka. My guess is that he's fine and he starts. But that's all that Arteta had to say about that. He also said that Saliba's been nursing a toe injury. Something to be aware of. He's been carrying that for weeks now. We have to use the time to settle. Could he play tomorrow? It depends on how he's able to train today. So, yeah, again, not very useful from Arteta, but FYI on the Saliba toe injury. And not very helpful from Eddie Howe either on Botman. He said, Sven is improving and the 2 weeks have been good for him. So, yeah, no idea either on Botman. Hard to say. Do you think he starts or do you think Lascelles gets one more game? I have asked a Newcastle in the know, by the way, but I only messaged them like an hour ago, so I've not heard back. But yeah, on the off chance we hear anything on Botman, I'll let you know. But you're probably more interested in Man City. So there was a couple of tweets yesterday from FPL Main Road, who's a Man City in the know. And he says, Haaland and Alvarez start. And I've attached another tweet below where he was asked about Ake. And he said, no, Vardy starts. So this is likely to be the Man City lineup today. And there's some surprises here. Ortega in goal. It is a predicted lineup, but it's from this_Luke, I think his handle is. And he works with Main Road, who's in the know. And it could be Ortega starting in goal over Edison. It could be no Diaz in the defence. Stones could be back for his first start since Game Week 1, I think. But it'd be Doku, Foden, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva and Haaland. So all the big guns starting up top. So there you go. Good news if you own Alvarez and Haaland, or maybe you own Foden. All the attackers start by the looks of it. But we'll keep an eye out for more leaks as we approach the deadline in case there's anything more concrete or maybe Liverpool news. I suppose quite a few of you have got Darwin maybe or Luis Diaz, who obviously travelled over the international break. So if you own those, we'll keep an eye out for that as well. I guess if you're buying Tsimikas, you'd like the peace of mind that he starts. So yeah, any leaks that we get as we approach the deadline, I'll let you guys know. So, thank you all for tuning to the stream so far. We've got over 1,000 tuned in, so thanks for that. If you're enjoying the stream, hit like on it. I prepare loads of content for these streams, so if you want to say thanks, then drop a like. Start Foden or Calvert-Lewin? I would start Foden. Burn or Cash? Yeah, that's a good one. Because Newcastle have got the better clean sheet odds this week. But obviously Cash has got the upside. So what do you guys think about that one? I'm starting Cash at the moment, but I can definitely see the case for just playing the Newcastle defender. Because Palace are without Eze. So you imagine they're going to suffer even more in attack without him. Even Forest held them to a clean sheet before the break. But Cash has got the upside. He's playing at home. He sometimes plays out of position. Not sure where he'll play this game week. But yeah, Newcastle 47% chance of a clean sheet. Aston Villa 29% chance. They're playing West Ham. I'm starting Cash myself, but I think it's really close, that one. I guess the answer is if you're an upside chaser, because Cash is the upside chasing move. He's topped this season among all defenders for expected goal involvement. Whereas Newcastle, just a rock solid defence. I think Newcastle was second after City for expected goals conceded. New tweet from Main Road. I think I just saw that pop up on my phone. Yeah, a couple of surprises he's sceptical of. The setup is a toss-up between the back three or a four with Stones dropping in. Yeah, as I said, it's not 100% that predicted lineup, and it would be a surprise if Ederson doesn't play. But that's the predicted lineup. But he did tweet Haaland and Alvarez and Vardy will start and Ake doesn't. So that one I'd say is more reliable, yeah. Gordon start. Yeah, he's back from suspension. Barnes is injured, so I think Barnes is... I think Gordon's a good option. 5.6 mil. Good enabler. Good enabler, hey John? John was asking what's an enabler yesterday. That's what an enabler is. Cheap player that enables you to get all the premiums. So Gordon's my enabler, and he lets me afford Son, Salah, Haaland, and probably Watkins this week as well. So yeah, I haven't made a move yet, but that's my plan. I'll go Alvarez to Watkins. It does feel like it could backfire, but I feel like I need to have both Watkins and Saka game week 10 because they're both home to promoted sides in Luton and Sheffield United. So that's probably what I'll end up doing this game week. I suppose the question is, if you were in a wildcard this week or game week 10, do you go over front three that has Haaland, Alvarez and Watkins? Or do you stick with the front two and pick one of Alvarez or Watkins? Yeah, that's the problem, John. Like, you can't have them all. Trippier was the one that had to miss out. I'd love to have Trippier. I just couldn't find a way to afford him. Even now, with 1.4 mil in the bank, like if I got rid of Pedro Porro, that takes me up to like 6.5 mil. So I'm still like 0.4 mil off. Yeah, let's do a wildcard poll actually. I'm interested to know how many have actually wildcarded. Have you wildcarded yet? Yes or no? Get your votes in on that poll. Oh, it's good to have FPL back, isn't it? What are the fixtures today? So we've got Liverpool-Everton, 12:30. Man City versus Brighton, 3 o'clock. Newcastle Palace at 3. Chelsea-Arsenal at 5:30. I'll be out for that one. I'm not sure if we're going to be watching it or not. It's my mate's birthday today, so I'm going out later. Hopefully we'll be somewhere we can watch it, down at the pub. And then Sheffield United versus Man United tonight at 8. Oh, Spurs v Fulham's on Monday. So why is there only one game tomorrow? Aston Villa versus West Ham tomorrow. That's the only game all day. That'll be the hungover game. 70% have wildcarded already. 30% haven't. Okay. That's about the same as the Expert series, actually. If any of you watch that. Actually, I'm interested to know that. Do you guys watch all of my videos, or is there particular ones that you watch only? Like, do you only watch which players to buy, or the experts? Or do you only watch the streams? Let me know in chat. Do you watch all of them, or just particular ones? Bowen or Diaby for the next 8 game weeks? I think Bowen edges it, but obviously it's like 0.6 mil between them. You watch all of them? Just the experts? All of them? All videos? All of it? All of it, you're the GOAT. Thanks, Callum. You don't watch the experts? Okay. Interesting. Experts is the most popular one. That one tends to get the most views. Historically, team selection's been the most popular for every content creator, but I think that's shifting, and I think that's a good thing. I don't want it to be all about just my team. I want it to be more about general content. So I'm happy with that change, to see that trend. RAF says Tarkowski to Tsimikas and Foden to Diaby or not. I think the first move is good. I wouldn't do Foden to Diaby this week. Based on that leak that Foden starts, or prediction, I feel like Foden to Diaby can wait until Gameweek 10. But yeah, Tarkowski to Tsimikas, I think you can afford that in one go because they're about the same price. I like that. I'll probably hold off from the Foden move this week. Austin, how we doing? He says, morning Oscar. Only just jumped on. Did I miss any news? What did we have? Obviously, there's the Robertson news. He's injured for like 10 weeks, so Tsimikas. We didn't really get anything clear on Botman or Saka in the press conferences. It's kind of been like a late fitness test, I think. There was a little bit of Man City news or leak from Main Road. He said that Haaland and Alvarez start. And there was a question from Pingreen on Ake, and he said Vardy starts. And then there was the predicted lineup from Luke, who works with Main Road, which is as follows. Interestingly, it's got Ederson in goal, but they did say that one they're a bit unsure about, and there's no Diaz they've got here in the predicted lineup, but they've got all the attackers starting: Doku, Foden, Alvarez, Haaland, etc. That's the main news, Austin. Thanks for the 20 months, mate. You like the eyebrows? I've never had that compliment on a stream before, but thank you. The ASMR voice we watch all. Thank you. FPL ASMR. You've watched every single video the last 2 seasons. I appreciate that. That is good commitment. Thank you for that. Right, let's end that poll. 70% have wildcarded. FPL vocal. Thoughts on Nunez? I just don't know if I'm ever going to come around to Nunez now. Like, I had him last season, not straight from Gameweek 1, but I had him last season at times, and he was just so frustrating. He gets into great positions, but he really can frustrate you. And this season, like, because Klopp's got basically everyone available now, I feel like he's just a rotation risk as well. Like, does he even start today? Morning, Jay. How we doing? I'm well, thanks. So, I get it. I get the Darwin pick. Like, he puts up unbelievable numbers, but I think he's too frustrating for me. I can't see myself going there. I'd rather have Alvarez or Watkins as a second striker or third striker. Like, even if I had a front three, it'd be Haaland, Alvarez, Watkins. I wouldn't have Nunez. Is Flecken playing? I read that he's been cleared to play. So I imagine he does start, yeah. But I don't think we've had anything concrete. Any chance Botman comes off the bench if he doesn't start? I think it's unlikely. I imagine he plays or doesn't play at all. But yeah, I suppose it's possible, but I don't think that happens. Captain Son or Haaland? So I'm on Haaland captain, and I've got some. But in terms of the projections this week, this is how FP Review's got it. Really, really close at the top. Salah and Haaland basically neck and neck. It's actually got Salah very slightly ahead of Haaland, but we're talking about 0.2 projected points here, so it's nothing. But Son is third, so I think Son's a good option as well, like up against Fulham, who are one of the worst for expected goals conceded, but I think Haaland if you've got him. I know he's like the lower upside, but I do think he's the best option. Right. Guesses in the chat. Only 1 or 2 of you got it back in Gameweek 8. It was Sterling who got 16 points. Who's going to be the top scorer of Gameweek 9? Get your guesses in. Top scorer of Gameweek 9. See if you can guess it. And also, if you haven't put your guessing on the Discord channel, we've got the Kings of the Gameweek channel where you can guess who you think it's going to be. And the winner gets an exclusive role, blue username and all that. I guessed Gordon on Discord, which is, I think, is a bit of a long shot. And Bumo, Salah, Trippier, Neto, Gibbs White, Salah, Trippier, Salah. More Salah than Haaland guesses here. Højlund, that's a good one. Darwin, Trippier, Doku. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's someone from the City fixture, given that it looks like all the attackers start. I think it's going to be far, far too much for Brighton to handle. Zaki, Watkins, yeah, Gibbs White. If you're looking for a 1 week punt, I think Gibbs White's a good one. I think Højlund's a good one. Wilson's a good one if Isak's expected to miss out. Ferdinand in for Carragher. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I'd get rid of Carragher. You could captain Ferdinand this week. Like Sheffield United, good fixture. Doku, Trippier, Neto, Bolly. Areola goal in the 97th minute. Imagine that. Hopefully not, because he's on my bench. Who was the last keeper to score? Does anyone know? Was it Alisson against West Brom? Or is there someone else who's done it since? I think he scored 10 points that game week. Oh yeah, by the way, like, I'm going on a tangent here, but if a striker gets 4 points for a goal, a midfielder gets 5. I think defender gets 6, don't they? But shouldn't a goalkeeper therefore get at least 7? But defenders and goalkeepers get the same points for a goal. Like, surely make goalkeeper goals like 10 points because it's such a rarity. I think that would be fun if they did that, because it happens like on average about every 5 years. I even did a video on it. I did a video on it. It was like 10 times a goalkeeper scored in FPL. And yeah, I vaguely remember it happens on average something like every 5 years. So yeah, surely goalkeeper should get 10. Larmac says that it should be 20 points for a goalkeeper goal. Imagine that. Imagine if you had a goalkeeper and they go up for a corner. 20-point haul. No, I think that'd be too much, but maybe like 7 or 10 just to be consistent. Yeah, that'd be too much variance. I agree, Sigurd. But if it was like just 1 more point than a defender, perhaps, I think that'd be alright. The FPL Ultras love you. Shout out to the Ultras. So yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be quite fun if they did that. What other changes would you like to see in FPL? There seems to be a big divide on chips. Some people say they'd like to see, like, we get a wild card for each half of the season. So some people say, what if we got one of every chip for each half of the season? But there's also some people that say remove chips entirely, because that's more of a challenge. Oh, that's a good one. Evan says ball recoveries. Like, every 3 ball recoveries is 1 point. I'd love to see something like that. It might make defensive mids a bit more viable, because since the day FPL launched, defensive mids have been a no-go, basically. All-out attack chip. I think they were right to remove that chip. If anyone doesn't know, there was a chip called All-Out Attack, and basically it just let you play 2-5-3 formation for 1 week. So it just basically changed like 1 player in your team. So I think it was a pretty useless chip, really. You ended up just using it for the sake of it. It didn't even really feel like you gained much upside using it. Maybe a park the bus chip, double points from defenders. That'd probably be a bit overpowered, actually. That'd be like captaining your whole defense. Emergency loan chip. How about that? for 1 week, you can bring in a player, regardless of if you can afford them or not, for any player in your team. That would be good. Or not? What do you think? Emergency loan. That'd be a good chip. Or how about on top of that, you can bring in one player for 1 week, regardless of if you can afford them or not, and regardless of whether you're tripled up already. So you could go like quadruple for one team for 1 week. Oh, I'm going to send FPL Towers an email. I think that would be a good one. But maybe that's a bit much, adding more chips. I think the chips now are good though. Maybe replace triple captain with double captain. So instead your captain and vice get double, rather than one player gets triple. More than 3 players from one chip. One team chip. Yeah, not very catchy. I think emergency loan sounds good. Unlimited players from one team chip. Would there actually be situations where you'd definitely want to do that though? I feel like people generally want to swerve that. Maybe in a double game week, but people kind of, sometimes they feel like they don't even want to triple up, because if that team blanks, then you're screwed. Marcus says Digne on Ward-Prowse for 3 times Villa, cash and Derby. Hang on. Digne on Ward-Prowse. Do you mean or? I think I'd start Ward-Prowse between Digne and Ward-Prowse. Yeah, I think I'd do that. I think Ward-Prowse is probably the higher upside, and you've already got cash. So I think that makes sense. If that's what you're asking, Marcus, yeah, Ward-Prowse. It can't be Digne for Ward-Prowse, because one's a defender and one's a midfielder. Do you mean in your starting 11? I'd start Ward-Prowse. Yeah, Ward-Prowse. Neto or Gordon? I prefer Gordon myself. I looked at both on a wild card and I just prefer Gordon. Better team. I think he's got slightly better underlying numbers as well in terms of minutes per expected goal involvement. But yeah, Neto's doing well. I think he's returned in his last 6 in a row. How old are you, Oscar? How old do you think I am, chat? Guess my age. Should I start cat or dog? It's got to be dog. Dogs are OP. Gordon's low-key, good for FPL. I think he's an awesome pick for 5.6. Ooh. Most of you are guessing younger than I actually am. 49? What the hell? I'm going to end stream. 20, 33, 31, 26. I am 31. You know what? My birthday's 12th November as well, so it's coming up very soon. That's crazy. I'll be 32 in like 3 or so weeks. I know I'm not a 12-year-old boy. Unbelievable. Right, what else should we talk about? Let's do the scout selection for Gameweek 9. You guys want to see who they've picked this week? A lot of questions about Simicast. I would transfer in cash before Simicast deck. But this is the scout selection, and they've got Simicast and not cash. They've got Turner in goal, Trippier, Porro, Dallo, Simicast, back 4, Salah, Son, Bruno and Neto midfield. Can't believe the scout have gone for Neto over my boy Gordon, but fine, whatever. Haaland captain and Watkins. Let me know in chat, what do you think of the scout selection this week? Good team, bad team? Who's the best 4.4 mil mid? Don't know if there's any. Maybe Chukwuemeka. I think he's 4.3. Dead. Scouts are drunk. Scout is an easy job. Not a good scouting. I think it's alright. I'd have Gordon over Neto. What else would I have? I think it's alright other than that. Dallow's a bit punty, but they do have Sheffield United. I recommend United keep a clean sheet, to be honest. Scout picks are much better than last year. Yeah, they've got a lot better. I don't know if they replaced the old person, but they used to have someone that made the dodgiest picks. And every week you were just looking at it like, what the hell, what's this team? But I feel like they've gotten a lot better. I'd have Rashford over Bruno as well. Like, Egan's obviously out injured long term now. That was horrible, by the way. Did you guys see that injury? I flicked the game on and I was like, oh, let's see if Archer can get me something. Like, it's a long shot, but let's go see how Archer's doing. As soon as I turned the stream on, like Egan's ankle is hanging off his leg. Oh, it's horrible. That's what I get for backing Archer. Max Simmons says, morning Oscar, wildcard next week, so I'm looking for a punt. Mitoma to Mbumo, Stupinan and Saka to Mbumo Trippier -4, or Saka and Mitoma to Mbumo and Rashford -4. I wouldn't take a -4 right before a wildcard, so I think you're right with the first option. Mitoma to Mbumo. That makes sense to me. I like that a lot. Yeah, I agree with that. Mitoma to Mbumo. I would do that, Max. Thanks for the super chat. Gabriel or Simicast? That's a really close one, you know. This week, Simicast. Long term, probably Gabriel. Sorry, Basham. Did I say Egan? Yeah, Basham. So yeah, that's the scout selection this week. I think it's alright. There's a couple of players I changed, but how many players do you have in common with the scout selection? How many players have you got from this team? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if I buy Watkins, 5 if I don't. Any news on Alvarez, bro? Yeah, Main Road tweeted something last night and said that he starts, and said that Alvarez starts as well. Sorry, Alvarez and Haaland start, and Vardy starts, and Ake doesn't. So we have that. 6 players, 5, 4, 7. 3 players, 2 players for Razvan, 4 from Kelvin. And the other one, the other bit of news, or it's a predicted lineup from Luke, who gets his information from Main Road to piece together the expected lineup. Very interesting one. They've got Ortega in goal here, and no Diaz in defence. But all the attackers predicted to start by them. Haaland, Doku, Foden, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, all in the starting 11. So that's what we've got so far. I'll keep an eye out in case we get any other leaks as we near the deadline. How long have we got? Just over an hour? About an hour. Let's check here. Nothing on Liverpool yet. But yeah, some surprises expected in the Man City lineup today. Is Saliba injured? Saliba? Arteta said that he's been nursing a toe injury, but we didn't get a concrete answer on that. He said he's been carrying that for weeks now. We have to use the time to settle. Could he play tomorrow? Depends on how he's able to train today. So, not much news on Saliba. He does have this toe injury, but he has been playing through it. Who's the best Liverpool in the know Twitter account? I would say there's a few. What's he called? Spy on Cop. The Anfield Talk sometimes leak. Spy on Cop. Beyond the Cop. I think those are the main one. Yeah, Spy on Cop, or the Cop HQ they're called. Jacob, thanks for the super chat. He says, howdy mate. Quite tempted to take a -4 and do Bowen and Alvarez to Neto and Watkins. Thoughts? I don't think that's a worth a -4 myself. I think Bowen and Alvarez is absolutely fine. I think Bowen's a good long-term pick, better than Neto. And Alvarez and Watkins is close. So I think I wouldn't do that for -4. I'm not sure if I'd do it for free even, you know. I feel like it's not even an upgrade. So no, I wouldn't -4 that. Definitely not. I think long-term, the Bowen combo could outscore the other one. FPL Meerkat, how we doing, mate? He says, who's the best person for early Newcastle news? Need to know whether Wilson starts. I don't think we've got many. There's Ed. He sometimes tweets stuff. I'm not sure there's any other than that. And I suppose the usual, like team news and ticks, might have something. Flandy says, Sterling to Gordon is done. Welcome to Team Gordon, Flandy. Probably just me and you in the club, but welcome. Captain on Haaland, let's go, he says. Kurt's stream is very behind, I think. He says, I watch all your videos, but the experts is the best one. Or maybe he's not, but thanks for that, Kurt. Appreciate that. Thanks for watching all the videos. Yeah, experts is the most work. Like, behind the scenes, I've set up a newsletter, and there's about 200 experts that I send the questions to every week, asking what you're doing this week, and then they send their replies, and then there's this whole dashboard. I'll show you this because I've never shown anyone this before, but the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes in the experts is pretty mind-blowing. Check this out. This is what happens in the background. So I get the replies from the experts, and then there's this dashboard here, and this has got all the data on like what they're doing this week. So like Simicast is their most transferred in player. You can see 101 responses for Gameweek 9. One of them's taken a -8, the rest aren't taking hits. And there's all this information here that I use for the experts. So 3 of them wildcarded, 84% of them captain in Haaland. And this is all the stuff I use. And then you can see like all their comments here as well. You know, at the end of the video, it's the experts' tips and thoughts. So that's all there as well. So yeah, this is what I do in the background every week. Before I even get to actually editing the video. A lot of work, but it's worth it. It comes out really well. Amit says, best Saka sub. Best Saka sub, Neto, Bowen, Bruno, Diaz, Foden. It depends if you're going to wildcard Gameweek 10, Amit. I think Bruno's the best there, but not long term, if that makes sense. Otherwise, probably Bowen, I would say. So Bruno if you're wildcarding Gameweek 10, otherwise Bowen. But I don't know if I'd be selling Saka if I was going to wildcard. If I wasn't going to wildcard. Because Sheffield United Gameweek 10, if anything, I think you want to be buying Saka Gameweek 10. That's my plan. I'll be buying Saka, or if not Ødegaard. Captain poll. Okay, we'll do a captain poll. I'm just reading the rest of chat. Alright, I'm caught up. Captain poll, let's do it. Who is your captain for Game Week 9? We'll mix up the order here. Salah, caps lock. Salah, Son, Haaland, and other. Get your votes in on this poll when it appears in a sec. Marcus says, I've lost it. I'm top 200k thanks to your top class videos and options. Thanks, Marcus. Thanks for the super chat as well. Good to hear having a good season so far. Keep it up. What rank are you guys? Let us know your rank in chat. Honest rank. I don't want to see the old, oh yeah, I'm rank 1. What's your rank? Let us know in chat. Andrew's 9k, very nice. Rank 12, there's no way you're rank 12. Who's rank 12 right now? Rank 12 is, there's no one rank 12. Caught in your own lies, there is no one rank 12. Caught in 4k. There's no one rank 12. It goes from 10, you can see it on the left there, it goes from 10 to 13. You just got caught in 1080p, mate. There's no rank 12. 4.5k, 191, 5 mil. Max is rank 1. Can we have a moderator mute Max, please? 22k, that's very good. 1 mil, 749k, very good. Rank 13. 16. 580k. 3.09 mil. Hey, there's a long way to go. Don't worry about it. Wonder if I can take a quick screenshot of this. This is always a good reference point. Let's see. Bear with me. So this is the thresholds required for certain ranks right now. So have a look at this and have a look at rank thresholds in front of you. So check your overall points right now on the app, how many you've got, and then have a look at this, at how close other ranks are in front of you. It's still really close. The ranks are still really condensed. So for example, 13 points separates 1 mil to 500k, or 12 points separates 4 mil from 3 mil. Like 200k to 100k is 9 points. So the ranks are still pretty condensed. So have a look at that and see how close you are to other ranks around you. Long way to go. So captain poll results. 30% on Salah. That's surprisingly high. 8% Son. 57. It's going back and forth. It's pretty close. 57% Haaland. 6% other. We'll leave the poll up so a few more of you can get your votes in. But I've got a question for you all. Guesses in the chat. Who's the most transferred in player? Who do you think it is heading into Gameweek 9? Most transferred in player. ESS says, should I hit the wildcard button the minute after the deadline to save team value? If your plan is to wildcard Gameweek 10, then yeah, you wildcard today. If you're locked in on that plan. In terms of price changes, Simicast is probably going up tonight. Bowen's close, Archer's close, Diaby's getting close. Stupinan and Botman might drop tonight. So yeah, if you'd set a wildcard in, then have a look at that. Foden might drop, Rashford might drop. That is crazy. Before Sheffield United. Start Saka or bench. Depends who you have on the bench to start ahead of him, but I would start Saka. Watkins, Simicast. What did I say? I can't even remember what the question was. Oh yeah, most transferred in player. Bloody hell, my attention span is short. I guess that's why I make 10-minute videos. If I went any longer, I'd forget what I'm doing. Most transferred in player. You're right, it's Watkins. Let's refresh the numbers. 420k, 423.60 for Watkins, 375k for Salah, 308k for Cash, Maddison 305k, Neto, Trippier, Anderson. I don't think Anderson's worth 4.9 mil if anyone's looking at him. You may as well just get Guehi for 4.5 or Mitchell. In my opinion. Alright, guesses in the chat. Who's the most transferred out player? Russell says Salah, Son, Madison, Diaby, Eze, Pedro, Alvarez, Haaland. Hold and then Gameweek 10. Pedro, Eze, Son to Saka, Bowen and 4.5. Or Eze to Neto, Gameweek 9. And Pedro, Son to Martinelli and Nunez, Gameweek 10. I don't like the Martinelli Nunez option very much, so I'd rule that out. Eze to Neto. I would say the first option, hold, and then Gameweek 10, Pedro, Eze, Son to Saka, Bowen 4.5. That makes by far the most sense to me. I would do that, Russell. Not so keen on the other options. Yeah. Right, let's end the captain poll. New poll idea. How many points does Salah score in the early kickoff. 0 to 5. 6 to 10. 11 plus? Does that make sense? I guess so. And then we'll do one for Haaland as well. 2 points. You reckon? The David Attenborough of FPL. I've never been called that, Matthew. Hopefully I'm still doing FPL when I'm David Attenborough's age, but probably not. And here we have a Haaland captainer. Ranked 2.5 million. Hoping for a good game week. Any leaks so far? Yeah, we've got FPL Main Road said that Haaland and Alvarez start, and he said Vardy starts. And then there was a predicted lineup from Luke. It is predicted, but based on like leaks as well. He's got Doku, Foden, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, Haaland all starting. There's a chance that Ederson doesn't start, and it could be Ortega. It could be Diaz out as well. Stones might come in for his first start since Gameweek 1, I think. This is a FIFA song. It's not on FIFA. This is my cousin. He makes music. And I heard it and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And I asked him if I could use it in my stream playlist. And he said, yeah. So, yeah, he's wilding on Spotify. The song is Box and Meat Canvas. He's literally only just started making music as well. And I was like, this is actually pretty good. Genuinely. FIFA type song. Yeah, it is. Yeah, true, it is actually. Spook says, remember to like the stream. You heard Spook. If you have enjoyed this stream so far, hit like on it. I've enjoyed the stream, so I'm going to like the stream. There you go, I've just liked the stream. There we go, 314 now. We've got no dislikes, that's pretty good. There's normally always one. Does Simicast start? Yeah, I expect he does, yeah. Get this song onto FIFA. Yeah, I think Simicast starts, yeah. I'm fully expecting him to start. Like, I don't think he'll start every game, but I think it could be other competitions where he doesn't play. Okay, you've probably seen it in the video I made this week, but FPL Run Farm did a really good bit of analysis on Simicast's minutes when Robertson's been injured or benched. And it is here. So there's 18 times where Robertson's missed out, and this is what happened. He played in all 18. In 4, he didn't make it to 60 minutes, so that's not ideal, but pretty good as far as starts. In most of these, Robertson was injured, but there's a few where he was just subbed on and rested, basically. But his minutes are very good. His starts are very good when Robertson's been out. There are other players that could play in left back, like maybe Gomez, maybe Chambers, but it looks like he's good for starts, and I expect him to start today. Cash or Lascelles? Cash. Does Alvarez get subbed off early again? It is possible. He played for Argentina away in Peru on Tuesday night, their local time, or it's like 3 AM Wednesday time. John says, Oscar, clean sheet odds in caps. Clean sheet odds are as follows for Gameweek 9. Newcastle top this week. Is Trippier going to punish us non-owners again? Are you making a transfer? Yes, I'm going to make my transfer shortly. It's one of those, actually, I don't feel like that great about it, but I think I have to do it. Because I've got 2 free transfers. So I'm probably going to do Alvarez to Watkins a week early. I could alternatively do Botman or Burn down to a 4-mil defender, but that basically books me into committing to my next 3 moves, because then my plan is to have Watkins and Saka in Gameweek 10. So I just feel like, I'll show it here. I just feel like Watkins, at least you know he's going to start every game. I know he costs like 1 mil more. You know he's going to play every game, probably play 90. Alvarez, not guaranteed to play 90. Not guaranteed to start, but he should start most. And I think his fixtures are slightly better than Alvarez's fixtures as well. So if I do that, I've got 0.1 mil in the bank. And I want to ideally have Saka in Game Week 10. So then the question is, who do I sell? It could be Son. Probably won't sell Son unless he gets injured. So then it's probably going to be Maddison to Saka. Or Odegaard, if Saka's like an injury doubt still or something like that. But then I have to free up 0.4 mil. So assuming Botman's fine, it'll probably be burned down to any defender 4.2 mil. Starboy McGee says, thoughts on Alvarez to Højlund. I wouldn't do that move unless it's a 1 week punt before wildcard in Game Week 10. But even then, I'm not sure if that's an upgrade, if you know what I mean. So I'm not massively keen on that move. I do think it's a great fixture for Man United. So Højlund could do really well this week, but long term, I think Alvarez is probably better. That's just my thoughts. Like, Højlund hasn't scored in the league this season yet, or any assists in the league this season. Like, Alvarez is absolutely killing it. Mo Omar says, Oscar, 1.4 mil in the bank, and he's on wildcard Game Week 10. Turner Pickford, Cash, Porro, Botman, Gabriel, Saka, Son, Rashford, and Mbeumo, Sterling, Haaland, Alvarez. 1 week punt or roll and don't wildcard to Game Week 10. So, I think you probably sell Sterling for a 1 week punt. Like, Philandi's been in the same position, and he sold Sterling for Gordon. Gibbs White is good. You could go in Mbeumo. I think Mbeumo is a good 1 week punt. Oh, can you afford? No, can you afford him? Yeah, you should be able to. I think. Oh, you've got Mbeumo. Sorry. Yeah, I think Gordon probably makes sense as a 1 week punt if you can afford Bowen. I think he's all right. I think it makes sense to. I think it makes sense to wildcard Game Week 10. Yeah. I mean, team's in pretty good shape, to be fair. But he's still got Pickford. It's a good team, though. I'd probably do the Gordon move. And then that leaves the doors open, like Mo. You could still decide whether to wildcard in Game Week 10, because Gordon's a good option. Crystal Palace home. And then he's got Wolves in Game Week 10. So you don't have to necessarily use it Game Week 10, if you see what I mean. Any news focal just joined? Yeah, I'll run through it very quickly. There was obviously the Liverpool news that Robinson's going to undergo surgery, so he could be out for like 10 weeks. So that means Tsimikas is probably going to be a very good option, maybe till the new year. Noah Stupinan or Lamptey for Brighton. Not much in terms of Arsenal news. Arteta said Saka's working hard to be fit for the game, and we'll see. Saliba's been carrying a toe injury. Not much in terms of Newcastle. Eddie Howe said Botman's improving and the 2 weeks have been good for him. And then Man City, FPL Main Road said Haaland and Alvarez start and Vardy starts. And then there's a predicted lineup here from Luke in collaboration with Main Road, who is the Man City in the know. And he has Ortega potentially starting over Edison. Potentially. That one might not happen, but no Diaz either, potentially. Stones could come in, so it could be Doku, Foden, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva and Haaland. All of these 5 expected to start. I hope the Nottingham game plays. I hope so as well, yeah. I think it's expected to go ahead now. I think the weather's improved slightly, but if anyone's in Nottinghamshire, let us know. How's the weather this morning? John says, everyone, let's get Oscar to 500 likes. We're at 444. So if you want to help the cause to hit 500, then get involved. Appreciate you all tuning in. Good to see you all here. What's this, Flandy? Alright, let me just check what this is. Alright, Man City news. Or leak. Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones, Vardy all start. Which is the same as what we saw in the predicted lineup just then. Oh, sorry, did I miss a super chat? One sec, DCP. I was too busy looking around for leaks. That's what we saw in the predicted lineup as well. The Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones, Vardy. I have seen him reliably leak stuff before as well. Where do I go for this? Right, go there. Almiron or Neto, asked DCP. I prefer Gordon over Almiron just because he should be more nailed. Like Murphy could play down the right side. Whereas down the left, it's pretty much Gordon or Joelinton. Like Isak can play there, but I think Howell's trying to use only one striker at a time now, unlike last season. How was Italy, Oscar? Italy was very good. Yeah, very, very good. And well needed break. And I managed to get a good FPL meme out of it as well. Let me see if I can find it. You probably saw it already. The food was unbelievable. We were in Puglia, which was the east coast. So we were on beaches and yeah, ate lots of pizza and pasta. And my girlfriend took this. Girlfriend, I wonder what he's thinking about me. Should I captain Haaland or Salah Gameweek 9? But yeah, that was on the east coast in Puglia. Crazy, like it was like high 20s weather there, and then came back and it was pissing it down in London. Starboy McGee says, play Diaby or Luis Diaz. If we get a leak that Luis Diaz starts, then Luis Diaz. Otherwise, it's very close, that one. Because I saw Gakpo was in training. Yeah, that's difficult. If we don't get a leak, probably Diaby. Let's see if we have had a leak on Liverpool. We've still got 40 minutes till deadline, so perhaps there's a chance. The Man City leak, in case you missed it, is that Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones, Vardy all start. Nothing on Liverpool though. Probably Diaby if there's no leak. Like West Ham are third worst for expected goals conceded this season. They've actually been really poor defensively. Almiron's a goal scorer. So's Gordon though. I think Almiron and Gordon are equal. Sal Fernandez for Madders asks Elapsa. Not this week. I definitely wouldn't do that this week. Bruno's got Sheffield United. He scored against, I can't remember who it was actually, over the international break, and he got an assist I think in their last game for Portugal. I wouldn't be selling Fernandez this week. Quick look at the Premier League Players Mini League. Trippier's top. He activated his free hit, I think it was, in Gameweek 8. Trippier's 70k overall in FPL. That's pretty good. Fabian Schär, the Newcastle boys are smashing it. Schär is 76k. I think they have used like 3 chips already though. James Justin, not in the Premier League at the moment, but he's very good at FPL. He's finished top 10k before. He's 148k. Ekdal's finished top 1k before. Burnley defender. Ben Foster is 1 mil. Who else is here? Harvey Barnes. He's going to have lots more time to focus on FPL while he's injured. He's 1.8 mil. Ramsdale 3.6 mil. Holding. By the way, they've Ramsdale and Holding have given up on FPL because they both captained Haaland against themselves. Well, Holding's not Arsenal anymore, but Ramsdale had Haaland captain, but he's not playing FPL anymore. He's literally just given up on his team. Anchit says, thanks for the 4 months, Anchit. Botman to Simicast. NGW. Oh, next game week, target Watkins, Saka. Yeah, exactly. That's my plan. Next game week, I'm going to target Saka. I'm probably going to bring in Alvarez now, even though it looks like he starts against Brighton. It just kind of makes sense to do the transfers this week round. I could do Botman down to a 4-mil defender, but then I'm committing to Watkins and Saka next game week, and anything could happen. Like, what if Son or Salah gets injured? Then I'd want to sell them instead. Let's see. I think I missed a super chat. FPL Mikhail says, save a free transfer or wildcard Game Week 10. I'm thinking Game Week 19 wildcard at the moment. Thoughts? He's got Turner, Flecken, Udogie, Trippier, Botman, Kabore, Salah, Matoma, and Mbumo, Son, Anderson, Visser, Alvarez, Haaland. I think you can make the case for wildcarding, because if you wildcard Game Week 10, you can get Watkins home to Luton. You can get Saka home to Sheffield United. You can perhaps replace Flecken, get rid of Kabore, probably get rid of Udogie. Matoma, maybe you'd keep. I'm not sure if I would or not. But yeah, you could sell Matoma this week as a 1-week punt, and then because he's got Man City, and then wildcard Game Week 10. I think that's a bit of a recurring theme this week. A lot of people are looking at 1-week punts, and there's some really good ones. Obviously, you can't afford Rashford or Bruno, but they're good 1-week punts. Gordon, Gibbs, White, Diaby. Visser's fine. Visser, Alvarez, Haaland. That's a good front three. But I think a Game Week 10 wildcard makes sense in your position. Attack the fixture swings. Mbumo to Foden. I don't know if I'd sell Mbumo this week. Before I forget, how many points does Salah score on the early kickoff? 0 to 5 points, 32%. So most of you reckon he scores 6 to 10. Let's do one for Haaland as well. Not to 5, 6 to 10, or 11 plus. Get your votes in. And then we'll do a recap of the leaks and news that we've got so far as we near the deadline. Been a good stream. We've got about half an hour to go, so thanks all for being here. I'll lock in my transfer soon. I'm going to do Alvarez to Watkins. Jota as a differential. The problem I have is Liverpool. The problem I have is Klopp's got so many good options that can play in that front three. So I'm just not convinced Jota's a reliable starter or not. What have I been sent here? Let me check that, Flandy. What is it? A photo from Nottingham? Due to heavy rain in the area and more forecast, Manfield's game against Forest Green Rovers has been postponed. So is that in Nottinghamshire? It's 20 kilometres away from Nottingham. Oh, okay. Oh no, I can't be dealing with this. If we get a last minute postponement, surely it won't happen. But this is what Flandy just sent me. 20 kilometres away from Nottingham. For those that missed it, there's like severe weather. Met Office have issued a threat to life warning nationally in the United Kingdom because the weather's supposed to be really bad this weekend. It's actually fine here. I'm looking out the window and it's looking like a lovely day here, but apparently the weather's chaos further north. But yeah, so people are speculating that we might get a postponement, but I don't know if they would do it this last minute. Perhaps they would. I did make this in Photoshop yesterday. As a Turner owner, I would be in trouble. Mansfield isn't that close. Yeah, I mean, whenever there's risk of postponements to FPL, everyone turns into like weather experts, don't they? What Chrome extension do you use for FPL? I use one called FPL Tools, which is the one that adds the fixtures under the players, and that's it. That's all I do. The only one I use. Oh, I'd also use one called Stylus, which lets you modify the appearance of web pages. I've got a degree in computing, so I'm actually putting it to some kind of use. Like, get a degree and end up doing FPL, but Yeah, it lets you modify the CSS of web pages basically. So this is what the FPL website looks like normally. And using the add-on, I modified it to look like that, which looks a bit cleaner for the streams. I've also got a dark mode one here like that, which you might recognize from the expert series, but I use that one for streams. Yeah, I wildcarded in Gameweek 8. So, a recap on the leaks and what we have so far. From FPL Tony, Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones, Vardiol. I have seen he's accurately leaked at quite a few bits before, so I would say this is a reliable leak. And it's what we saw in the predicted lineup from Luke, who works with Main Road. And this was the predicted lineup they had, which tallies up with what FPL Tony said. But interestingly, they had Ortega in goal, so we'll have to see if that one actually is accurate or not, because I think Ederson's still in a fair few teams. Gvardiol, Akanji, Walker in defence, Rodri and Stones, Doku, Foden, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva and Haaland. FPL1 says burn to Simicast this week, or 2 transfers game week 10. Saka and Gabriel for Son, Martinelli for Son, Martinelli, Simicast for Matters, Burn, or Saka, Mitoma for Son and Neto. Yeah, I would roll this week if that's what you're asking. Burn you don't need to sell. Like, Newcastle have got the best clean sheet odds this week, so there's no need to sell. I know Simicast has got some upside and his odds are pretty good, but I feel like that's a move you can delay to put yourself in a better position with 2 free transfers. So I would roll FPL1. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, Liverpool leaks. Let's see if we've got anything there. If we get anything for Liverpool, I imagine it will come a bit closer to the deadline. It might not come at all, Liverpool. Nothing for Liverpool. Right. If there's any more leaks or anything else that comes through, it's very possible, then I'll let you guys know. Discord. What's that, Flandy? No, that's not a reliable source, that one. I think I've got them blocked, actually, because they've just made it up before. I think they just guess. But the ones I've shared so far, I have confidence in. I think they're more trustworthy, more reliable. Right, we've got 2,214 watching, so thank you all for picking this deadline stream to choose him. How are we doing this game week? Who's your captain? Who have you brought in? Who have you sold? How many points does Haaland score? 28% 0 to 5, 42% 6 to 10, 30% 11 plus. Any news on Botman? Nothing great as far as Botman. Eddie Howe was asked, but all he said was he's improving and the 2 weeks off over the international break have been good for him. So, I mean, it sounds pretty promising. He probably starts, but we don't know anything reliable. I did ask a Newcastle in the know just before we went live, but I probably left that a bit too last minute. Not heard back. But I'll keep an eye on my phone. Focal, what's your go-to breakfast? I'm actually very, very boring with breakfast. All I ever have is a banana. Every day, 1 banana. A banana and a cup of tea. With my FPL Focal former #1 in the world mug. FPL Merch sent me that, so shout out to FPL Merch. Oh, that's gone cold. Morning, Brian. How are you doing? Wake up. No Gordon news. I mean, he's back from suspension, so that's news. Was it last week he was suspended? Yeah. I mean, look, 2 goals, 4 assists. He's 5.6 mil. Diaby, 6.7 mil, 2 goals, 4 assists. Same output. I think he's an awesome enabler, Gordon, for 5.6 mil. Haaland and Alvarez start for Man City. Yeah, we've already had that one. Right, keep your questions coming in. We've got just under half an hour till the deadline. Rishi says Edison benched. So there is a prediction that he might not start today. I think he was on international duty on Wednesday, was it? Or Tuesday night, I guess. Wednesday morning UK time. There is a prediction here that Ortega starts. This might actually be the full 11, the correct 11. I think maybe one spot that might change is Edison, but yeah, he's predicted not to start. Be interesting to see if this is correct, because that really will show how reliable the leak is. The other one that we had from FPL Tony, he says that Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones and Vardy all start for Man City. ADS says Pau Torres or Gabriel. I think Gabriel. Just about Gabriel, I'd say. I don't know if you've got cash as well, but you know, Matt, that could be an excuse not to double up as well. I think Gabriel just about. John says, Oscar, where do you rank in the FPL providers list for subscribers? Good question. So let's talk FPL. Who's been doing this for many years before me. FPL Mate started a year before me. I think he's about 15,000 ahead of me. So I guess number 3. Oh, there is FPL Tips, who's been doing it for like 8 years as well. I think he's got more subscribers as well. So 4th, I think. Hopefully hit 200k before the end of the season. In fact, I'll use that as an opportunity to say, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe. I make FPL videos every game week covering everything you need to know. And of course these deadline streams where we talk about the game week ahead, last minute team news and leaks and so on. So if you want to support the channel, then hit subscribe. And thank you for your support if you are already subscribed. Love the background music. Yeah, appreciate that. It's a copyright-free playlist from Harris Heller. Focal the GOAT. Thank you, Will. Appreciate that. I don't know about that. I don't know about GOAT, but appreciate that as well. Thank you. No news on Botman, Ivan. Sorry, mate. Nothing. I did ask Newcastle in the know before going live, but it was a bit of a last-minute question, so I don't think I'll hear back. Oblar says, just subscribe, start Botman or Mitoma. I think I'd start Botman between the two. I feel like he either starts or doesn't play at all. Probably doesn't come off the bench, so Botman. HL Gaming 2K says, Haaland for Watkins or Mbumo for Diaby or any option. Are you saying you'd sell Haaland for Watkins? That's insanity. I wouldn't do that. There's no way I'd sell Haaland for Watkins. Mbumo for Diaby. I'm guessing you mean sell Mbumo. I wouldn't do that either this week. I wouldn't sell Mbumo. I mean, all 4 of those I wouldn't sell this week. I don't know which way around you're going, but I wouldn't sell Mbumo. I wouldn't sell Haaland. I wouldn't sell Watkins, and I wouldn't sell Diaby. So basically, what I'm saying is all of those seem pretty sideways to me, so they're not moves I would make. I say that as someone who's about to sell Alvarez for Watkins, which is a bit sideways. But the problem is, I want to get Saka in game week 10. So if I just bring that move forward a week, then I can make 2 moves in game week 10 to bring in Saka and a 4 mil defender. But it leaves me a bit less restricted, because if something happens to Salah or Son, then they could make way instead. But I'll probably do something like this. Not Van der Beek, Van Heck. Or maybe Taylor. Van Heck, he kind of plays 90 or doesn't play at all, so I'm considering him. I think he's a quite good option because they've got nice fixtures, and I'd probably play him here when Newcastle play Arsenal. So I'd go Cash, Van Heck, Porro that week and bench Botman. So that's my thinking. I could do Van Heck or something like that now, but if I do Watkins, that gives me an extra week of information. If I do Van Heck, then I'm basically committing to my next 3 transfers now. So that was kind of my thinking. Because then I'd have to go Watkins and Saka game week 10, realistically. So, yeah, as we get nearer the deadline, I'll sell Alvarez for Watkins. Saka update. Arteta didn't say much as far as Saka. He just said he's been working hard to be fit for this game. Let's see where he is today. 24k Will says focal. Do people call you focal in real life? My mates don't, but when I go to FPL meetups, people call me focal, yeah, which is quite funny. But I don't mind that. But yeah, it is funny. People are like, focal, do you want a beer? Like, they don't say Oscar. They just call me focal. Maybe they don't even know my name. Like, I don't actually really advertise my name much, but I guess those of you that know me well know that my actual name's Oscar. But yeah, people just call me focal at the FPL meets. John says poll. John's been to a few meets. He, I think he's heard people calling me focal as well. What should we do a poll on? Oh yes, we were going to do a poll on Gandhi. Let's do that now. Do you abide by... That's such a formal way of asking it. Do you abide... What's a better way of asking it? Do you abide by Gandhi's rule? Or do you believe in Gandhi's rule? Do you follow Gandhi's rule? Don't back the early kickoff. Oh, get your votes in. Do you follow Gandhi's rule? Gandhi's rule is don't back the early kickoff for captaincy. People really have like bias though when it happens. Like last game week, obviously Son had the early kickoff and he blanked against Luton, and everyone was like, "See, I told you, Gandhi's rule." But there have been plenty of occasions where players with the early kickoff have done well. You are joking. What are these poll results? 52% believe in Gandhi's rule. I guess like the other reason that people do it is because if you back the early kickoff and they blank, it feels like you're going to have a long road ahead of the rest of your weekend, if you know what I mean. Like, if you got Salah captain and he blanks against Everton now, it feels like an uphill battle for the rest of the game week. Sponge Babe says, yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Like, it's made up. It's not a real thing. Like, how can someone have come up with Gandhi's rule and it's actually now a thing that affects the outcome of football matches? Obviously, it's not. But I guess it's like... what's it called, like where you have like certain things you do, like rituals. Do any of you have rituals or like FPL things you do to bring yourself good luck? Maybe we'll do a poll on that as well. Louis doesn't care about Gandhi. No Newcastle news. He's captain is Salah. Confirmation bias. Superstitions. Thank you, Meerkat. That's it. Okay, so 50-50 on Gandhi's rule. That has blown my mind. I didn't know that. Gandhi came top 1k in FPL. Did he? I didn't know Gandhi played FPL. Do you have any football or FPL superstitions? Yeah, I'm really interested to know this one. Like, do you like wear a certain shirt on a certain day? Like, put on your lucky jeans? Do you have like a special morning routine when you go into the football match? If you do, let us know in chat what yours are. Hi Oscar, do you see Anana as a 1 week punt ahead of Gameweek 10 wildcard? Yeah, if you're looking for a 1 week punt in goal, yeah, I think Anana's actually alright, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Pope's got better clean sheet odds, but I'm guessing you might have a Newcastle defender already. Oh, I just heard back from the Newcastle one. Botman trained all week. There we go. I don't know if we knew that already. But he said, I know that he trained all week and I think he starts, is what the message says. For those that are asking about Botman. So, Sniper Master always wears the Arsenal scarf for superstition. Cash says, I don't take FPL too seriously. What's that? When I check my FPL, I have to be wearing pyjamas? PE? PE? What is that? PE kit? Pyjamas? Pyjamas to check your FPL team. The Arsenal shirt. You have to wear the Arsenal shirt. Martin says he has to get drunk before the game. Almiron, does he start? Yeah, Almiron should start today, yeah. It'll probably be Gordon and Almiron, and then it'll be one of Isak or Wilson through the middle. Apparently Isak's not trained at all, so it could be Wilson. Outwitting wears his underpants inside out for good luck. Chris says, my superstition or ritual is I always vice captain the biggest differential I have to the rest of my mini league. That sounds risky. Like, what if your captain doesn't play and you're on Captain Gordon or something? Thoughts on recent YouTuber boxing? I don't massively follow it, to be honest. I think it gets a lot of hate. Like, you wouldn't hate on a YouTuber playing a football match, but they get a lot of hate, don't they? Like, YouTubers trying to box. Surely, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's good for the sport, but I'm not at all educated on boxing, to be honest. But I imagine it's a good thing, and it seems surprising they get so much hate when people don't hate on someone, a YouTuber, like, you know, Sidemen versus YouTubers charity football match. They don't get hate for that, and that's the same thing. They're just giving it a go. I guess maybe it's not as professional, but anyway, bit of a tangent there. According to my sources, Simicast and Darwin are starting. I'll take that with a pinch of match. Pinch of match? For fplfocal versus FPL Raptor boxing match when? Alright, hop over to a Raptor stream and tell him I'm waiting for him. I'll see him outside. That sounded so wrong saying out loud. Not for charity either. Yeah, me and Ross. Isn't Ross organising an FPL meetup? Me and him will have a scrap there. Oh, I'm good mates with Ross. We get along. We talk every day. And Harry. Is Neto better than Diaby? I mean, different price points. I would say Diaby's better, but, you know, you're talking about 1.2 mil more or so. Cash says, best channel for FPL content. Thanks for that, Cash. Appreciate that very much. Nottingham seems good. Okay. Weather update from Flandy. Ross easy win. Maybe. I think I'd surprise you. I'd surprise you lot a lot. Does that make sense? Surprise you lot a lot. Right, let's check for any more leaks or last minute leaks. In case you missed it, this is what we've got so far. FPL Tony says that Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones and Vardiol start. We've got an update on Nottingham and their fixture. We'll pull that up in a sec. The predicted Man City lineup was as follows. Well, predicted, but based on leaks. Luke working with FPL Main Road. They got Ortega in goal. Vardiol, Kanji, Walker, Rodri, Stones, Doku, Foden, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, and Haaland. And then there was an update, not a Forest update just now. Let's pull that up. Nottingham Forest versus Luton. The pitch is looking good. The only issues are on the roads. That the A1 is closed around the Tuxford areas. That shouldn't impact fans travelling to the game. See you all soon. There you go. So, you're okay, Turner owners. Those of you starting Turner against Luton. Right. And that poll, 30... so that doesn't make sense. 32% of you have got football or FPL superstitions. But 50% of you said that you believe in Gandhi's rule. So surely that's the same thing. Nice transitions, Oscar. Thanks, Teller. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've got so many transitions here. I've got like about 30 or so set up. So I've got them for like every team. Don't get to use the Man United one much recently. Or Chelsea, actually. West Ham. We've even got relegated teams. In case we see them in the Premier League again. I've had that one for a while. Leicester. Hopefully see them back in the Premier League soon as well. Anyway. Right, we've got 15 minutes to the deadline. So, Lunar says, time to lock in the team. Yeah, let's lock it in. So, I'm going Alvarez to Watkins. 0.1 mil in the bank. Make transfers. Alvarez to Watkins. Confirm transfer. Let's take a screenshot of that. Oh, that was the wrong one. There we go. So, Haaland captain, Salah vice. That's right. Botman on the bench. Yes. Let's go over to Twitter. Or X. I've got a browser add-on. I guess you can just about see that top left. That still shows the Twitter logo. In protest of Elon Musk. Gameweek 9. Alvarez. 2. Should do it properly by the name. J. Alvarez. FPL's back. What did you do this week? Right. Why did I close that tab? Let me check. I'm going to keep an eye out for leaks in case there's anything last minute before the deadline. I know some of you have got Liverpool players. Some might be wondering about Darwin or Tsimikas or Luis Diaz. There's a chance we get something before the game, so we'll keep an eye on that. But for those of you joining last minute and wondering what the Man City news is, it was that Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones, Vardy all starts. And that was the predicted lineup. Saka leak. Saka, nothing on Saka. I mean, they play much later today, so I doubt we get anything. Pranav says, I didn't know you had a face. I do. It's crazy. I have a face. But yeah, my videos are all faceless. And I'm glad I did that from the beginning, because then I don't have to make myself presentable for every video. Bombat says, hey, would your girlfriend start Saka or Cash this week? I've forgotten what she did with her team. I think she's got Edison, so she might be in trouble if that leak's accurate. Saka or Cash? Saka. I reckon with 2 weeks off, Saka starts. I'll tell you, he's useless in his press conferences. Like, he keeps his cards close to his chest. He needed Watkins to bring in Saka Gameweek 10. Yeah, that was the problem. I'll just go over to the transfers page and show you. So I've got another free transfer. So after the deadline passes, I'll have 2 again, and I'll either sell Son or Maddison for Saka, maybe Ødegaard, but probably Saka. So with 2 free transfers, it'd probably be that, and then I've got to free up 0.5 mil from anywhere in the team. So that could be something like Botman or Burn. I guess Botman will be alright. So I could go Burn down to Taylor. And that leaves me with 0.3. Really annoying though, 0.3, because then I'm just short of doing Kabore to Tsimikas. Very annoying. 0.1 short, or 0.2 after the deadline passes. So that would be my loose plan for Gameweek 10. But yeah, obviously it's a bit of a risk selling Alvarez before Man City, but I mean, FPL Review actually has them very similar on projections. But what about goal scorer odds? I haven't looked at the goal scorer odds. Watkins, 37%. Yeah, look, Watkins and Alvarez, 37 and 36% chance of scoring. So obviously it's a bit sideways this week. I realise that, but it's just it makes more sense to do my transfers this way round, because if I go for a Burn to a 4-mil defender this week, then I've basically booked in my next 3 transfers now, if you see what I mean, because then I'd have to go Alvarez and Maddison to Saka and Watkins Gameweek 10, whereas at least my options are a bit more open this way around. Or I might not want Saka at all. So my options are open. I'll have 2 free transfers in Gameweek 10 because I rolled. I really want to target that Sheffield United home fixture. I feel like Arsenal win that quite comfortably, 3-4-0. I mean, Martinelli, I haven't ruled him out. Ødegaard. Right, we've got less than 10 minutes, so we'll do a final captain poll. Get your votes in. Who is your captain for Gameweek 9? And then while you get your votes in, I'll check if there's any other last minute leaks, and then I'll run through the Man City news. I'm mixing the order up again to throw you all off. Salah and other. Get your message in chat if you vote for other. So that's the 3 options on the captain poll. Final captain poll: Son, Haaland, Salah or other. Quite a few are on Trippier captain. I'm a bit worried about what his effective ownership is going to look like. Final captaincy poll, yeah, for this game week on the stream. Like, we did one earlier in the stream as well, but John's on Son captain. Marcus is on Alvarez captain. Any leaks on Alvarez? Yeah, so we had the tweet from FPL Tony, who has been very reliable. I think he's yet to be wrong with Man City leaks. And he says Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones, Vardy will start. And we had the predicted lineup from FPL Main Road, who's in the know, working with Luke, who does predict lineups. And they had Ortega in goal, Vardy, Akanji, Walker, so no Diaz or Edison in their predicted lineup. Rodri, Stones back into the Man City 11. He's been out since Gameweek 1, I think, or he came off the bench last Gameweek, I think. Doku, Foden, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, and Haaland. Taron Bain says, what's a good alternative to Alvarez up front with a max of 7.6? I don't think there's a better alternative for that price. Like Højlund is the obvious one because he's got a good fixture this week. But is he better than Alvarez? I wouldn't say so. I don't think so. So therefore, I'd keep Alvarez. There's a tweet here that says Diaz, Jota, Salah, but I can't vouch for how reliable it is. He's got 7,000 followers. I don't know if this is reliable though. That's the only thing we've had on Liverpool so far. I can bring the tweet up if you want, but I can't say if it's reliable or not at all. You're 8k in Australia. Very nice. Shout out to all the Aussies and New Zealand subscribers. But yeah, we've not had anything on Liverpool. We've got 5 minutes till deadline. The Man City news was that Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones, Vardy all start. That's all we've had so far. There is this tweet here that says, but I can't vouch for it being reliable, so I don't know if I even want to bring it up. But it says Diaz, Jota, Salah, front three. But I wouldn't put any stock into it. Have you ever watched The Greatest Showman? I remember the film every day for a week back in... I'm watching the film every day for a week back in 2018. I haven't... no, I haven't seen that actually. Is that Hugh Jackman? I don't think I've actually watched it. Spy on Cop says, Talk says, Jota and Diaz alongside Salah. Let me check that. Where has he said that? I can't see that anywhere. I don't think he's tweeted that, has he? Unless it's in reply to someone. Costa starts, apparently so. Oh, he just says the talk is that Jota and Diaz start, but nothing concrete. It's going to be... I mean, that's also what this other person said. I'll bring it up just in case you want to see, but you know, we've got a few minutes till deadline. But it was this one here, James Watherland. I can't vouch for him being reliable or not, but he said Jota and Diaz, and then there's the other one from Spy on Cop, who also said the same thing here. But that's all we've got in Liverpool. Can't say if that's reliable, to be honest. Much love from South Africa. Shout out to South African subscribers as well. Start Neto or Gordon? I think Gordon's better between the two. Alright, we've got 3 minutes till deadline. Final reminder to make sure you got your captain sorted, your bench in the right order. We have early Liverpool lineup news. Darwin bench, Diaz starts. There you go. I would say that's much more reliable because it comes from Lazy FPL. So if you're a Darwin owner, he doesn't start, so I would bench him if I had him. 2 minutes to decide what you want to do about that. Oh, John says, Oscar, you're the Gordon fanboy. I am a Gordon fanboy. Imagine if he does something this game week for 5.6 mil. I'll be so happy. But yeah, Darwin bench, Diaz starts. I don't know if we'll get anything else on Simicast and that with like a minute to spare before the deadline, but I expect Simicast starts. I'll be amazed if he doesn't. So Simicast, I'd say, is good to go. So Darwin benched, Diaz starts, and where's the other one? Can't find the tweet now. And that Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Stones, and Vardy will start. So that's everything. That's the final leaks with a minute to spare. So yeah, before you'll disappear, as soon as we hit 11 AM UK time, or whatever time it is where you are, hit subscribe if you've enjoyed the stream. Hit like on it if you've liked it. Yeah, I'll make FPL content every game week, videos and streams. So if you want to join us for more, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I won't be able to answer any more questions now because there's probably like 30 seconds to the deadline, so you won't have time to react to whatever I say. Start Anana or Turner. Anana, if you see this in time, but very close. I think they're about even on the clean sheet odds. Burn or Cash. I've played Cash. I had the option to start Botman, but I ended up going for Cash for the upside. Sam says, good luck for the week, Focal. Yeah, enjoy the weekend, everyone. We've got some good fixtures today. Good fixtures today. We've got Liverpool versus Everton first, so I've got Salah for that one. Lots of good 3 o'clock games. Scoreline predictions, Liverpool versus Everton. What do you think the score's going to be for that one? Oh, my fixtures are wrong under Watkins. How's that happened? Oh well. I'll have to fix that later. The schedule's pretty rubbish. 3-0 to Liverpool. 0-0. 3-1. What about Man City versus Brighton? The 3 o'clock game. Scoreline predictions for that one. How many goals does Haaland score or not score? 3-3. You reckon Brighton will give it to them? 2-2. 8-4. 3-1 to City. I think that's about right, Razvan. I think City score 3 or 4. I do think they win pretty comfortably. Football Planet says FPL Focal's content's lit. Don't miss them each week. Thanks for that, Football Planet. And if any of you aren't subscribed, make sure you are. Otherwise, you'll miss my content each week. If any of you watch my stuff like regularly but aren't subscribed, what's your routine? Do you just search for it on YouTube? Haaland red card, don't even. Zach says, all the best for the week, mate. Yeah, anyway, that's it. I'm not going to stick around. That's the deadline. So enjoy the weekend, everyone. Don't think I've got anything else to say, to be honest. I'm knackered. That's like a good 2 hours or so stream. So, trying to think of something like positive and upbeat to end on. I'll just say enjoy the weekend. And that's it. Focal out. Oh, that's West Brom. Not that. That one. Bye, everyone.